Ahoy and welcome. I am Lee, the Pirate Tester, and today I am joined by Dan Billing. Hello, Dan.
Hello, Lee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, mate?
I'm doing well. Nice little lunch break, and it's good to chat to you.
Yeah, we have had a bit of not seeing each other for ages, and then having some more regular catch-ups. This has been good.
Yeah, it has been good. I've been enjoying settling into a relatively new role, and that unfortunately has meant that I haven't been as well connected with the test community as I would like. But then I think, we're doing the best we can in the circumstances that allow right now, aren't we, really?
Yeah, and that's the thing. If anyone who's hardened themselves in the past year, I think just needs to be reminded of it is a tough year, and it's not a normal year.
No.
Hopefully, this is not a normal year.
No, yeah, I hope this non-normal year continues. So, sorry, we get back to kind of a sort of new normal, if we can, where we can meet and chat and stuff. I mean, I had my first trip into London in a long time last week, and that was a challenge, I can tell you.
So you mentioned you're in a new role. Do you mind telling people what you do?
Yes. So I'm a senior software engineer at Microsoft. I was successful in getting a job at Metaswitch last year. We started in September, but during last year, Metaswitch were acquired by Microsoft, and that transition is it's basically complete now. And now I'm a full-blown Microsoft employee and have been since March this year. So that's been a big challenge. It's kind of, I started off working for a relatively large company, and now 20 years later, I'm still working at a very large company. And it's a little bit daunting. I've been a tester, a technical tester, a security tester, a test manager, an independent contractor, someone who's been self-employed, so essentially been a consultant. So, it's not been an easy route to get to this point. So, but I'm very glad to be where I am. The job that I'm doing, I'm working on a project to basically roll out private 5G to enter the enterprise sort of sector. So, where companies want to build a 5G radio network in their business to say essentially replace their Wi-Fi, that's essentially what we're working on, and we're doing it in Azure. So there's a lot in terms of technical stack to learn. There's a lot to cover, as well as the testing around 5G and radio, and the stack is quite complex, but so is the quality journey that we're on. And I've been focusing on that mostly the last 6 months, is talking about quality inside the organization, what that means for us and how we kind of quantify that, how we talk about it internally and with our stakeholders, and what our stakeholders expect in terms of that. So that's largely been my role, the last 6 months.
I mean, that's a big range of experience you've had getting to here, and even everything you just described. And there's me thinking, I can query databases. It's such a difference.
But I haven't queried a database in a while, but I can do that. But it's just been a little while since I've done those kinds of things. I'm learning about how to run Kubernetes in an Azure stack, for example, or test using 5G configurations in different ways. It's quite complicated, but it's certainly a technical challenge that I haven't had before.
But it's a challenge that you're looking forward to getting into. It's not one that's so daunting, like, oh my god, it's a new challenge?
Sometimes, yes. I mean, today I'm having a bit of a difficulty with a DNS error, which is preventing me from running something called WSL, or Windows Subsystem for Linux. So essentially running Linux inside Windows. And I'm trying to troubleshoot that at the moment, and that can be a bit of a challenge as you're learning new things and have to troubleshoot them, and trying to find all the information you need to resolve that problem. Then that can be tricky. So that it's not straightforward, and there are some very, very highly skilled people on the teams that I work with. So quite often I need to go and speak to them to learn, and talking about it at their level is, quite challenging. I do bring my own expertise into the team, obviously, and I try to. So talking about things like security and quality in general, and also I've been doing a lot around how to talk about and run exploratory testing sessions. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the technical challenges that I face are difficult, but also there's an overall testing and quality challenge that the whole team is facing, and I'm supporting them with that. And it's been a long journey getting to here. I feel very blessed that not that I'm a religious person, but that I kind of fallen on my feet after some disappointment and upset over the last couple of years. I was made redundant halfway through the first lockdown last year, and I moved to Bristol for that job. And now I'm in Bristol still, but with a job that's based in London, and figuring out sort of hybrid ways of working. And, I'm just glad that I'm in a role that will have an impact for, how we work with networks and technology, going forward for the next 10 to 20 years. I'm very happy about that.
Yeah. It's very much a very forward direction technology. You're not maintaining legacy things. You are helping with future.
Yeah. Yes. Future is important, but so is knowing where you are in any given moment. And I still have issues with that sometimes. So, focusing on my personal, mental, physical health has been my key focus for the last sort of 6 to 12 months. And if I don't have that, then I can't be functional in other ways. So, for example, I go to the gym regularly. I swim a lot, and it really helps me maintain my capability to be effective at work as well.
So, in the minute we have left, is there any last quick bits of advice you would give to people wanting to get into testing or to help take care of themselves?
Be curious. Try and stay active as much as you can within your capabilities, and challenge yourself every day in a way that's incremental but helpful. And that's all it is.
Wonderful. Thanks very much, Dan. It's been lovely chatting with you today, and I hope whoever listens to this has enjoyed our chat as well.
Thank you, Lee. It's been a pleasure, man.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye, everyone.